Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second podcast for the Suzuki Motor Corp. The first podcast was on grassroots innovation, and current podcast will focus more on what are the efforts of Suzuki to promote entrepreneurship at the academia and student level. So we have Chandrali representing the Suzuki Motor Corp and Pranadipan, who was part of the first cohort of the Seed Innovation Bootcamp that is run by Suzuki Motor Corp. So we will start off the podcast with a quick introductions to our panelists. So Chandrali, over to you. Could you let us know a little bit about what you do and how did you get into Suzuki Motor Corp and so on?
Right. Thank you. So I work at I started working in Suzuki Motor Corp around 7 months ago. So I'm a very fresh employee here. And after that, I started working in the Suzuki Innovation Center in Hyderabad. So I am sort of Suzuki Innovation Center's window and in Suzuki Motor Corporation at the head office. So right after joining Suzuki Motor Corporation and while working for the Innovation Center, they were trying to look into how they can accelerate entrepreneurship in the Indian ecosystem. And this is where we were brainstorming different ways how we can do it, from where we should start. And we thought of starting off a residency program where we should get in touch with different entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs who wanted to try out new ideas and with an impact. So this was the broader idea. And from there, we thought of starting off a pilot where we can get in touch with a bunch of young entrepreneurs who are willing to try new ideas. And this is how we ended up doing Seed Innovation Bootcamp. It was a very fast-paced process that we got into. And ultimately, we were also kind of learning how to do it along with the program. So, and we kind of started from scratch. We started from framing the whole framework of the program. What are the kind of services we are going to provide to them? How those services and the courses and the help and the access that we are going to offer through the program is going to be helpful for the entrepreneurs, for the young entrepreneurs. We were basically supporting 0 to 1 seed innovation. So they would actually come with their very, very basic idea, and where we would help them to validate their idea itself and how they can form the idea. So from a very basic level to the level where they can come up with a viable business model. So this was our perspective into the whole program. So this is the impact that we wanted to create, so that we can push these young entrepreneurs so that they can have a better understanding of entrepreneurship by the end of the program. So this is the impact we wanted to create through the program. And we started off this program. We started thinking about this program in June this year. And by July, we kickstarted the program. We started distributing the information, the advertisement among different universities and among T-Hub as well. And it got a good response. We got like good applications. We had a good set of interview for 2 weeks. And out of this interview, we ended up selecting 15 very, very bright entrepreneurs who wanted to work on different ideas from different domains. And Pranadipan here is one of them.
Yeah.
So this was the basic idea. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we have one of the winners, I guess, of the Seed Innovation Bootcamp Cohort 1. So we have Pranadipan here from Pikapool.
We have the only winner.
We are the only winner. All right. Yeah. Let's call him the only winner then. So that's a fact. So Pranadipan, over to you, the only winner of SIB Cohort 1 from Pikapool. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and what Pikapool is about, and how did you get to know about SIB and how do you get to win, right? So yeah, a little bit about that.
So hi, this is Pranadipan Sahoo. I'm third year student at IIT Hyderabad and co-founder of Pikapool too. So I would say about how Pikapool was born again. Okay. So Pikapool is actually a geolocation based platform that connects similar mindset people within their vicinity. And somehow me and with my co-founder Srijan felt that this passing this right information feels like a real need. And then like the idea came up like when we went to this pizza stores or this fashion store, and we're feeling that we're unable to avail the maximum offers again. uh, but after that we sat in a room, I did a lot of things, then we went to IIT Bombay. After that we
Okay.
asked many people that are you also missing out these offers and all. Then
Yeah.
we came to that, yeah, actually we actually interviewed, we personally pitched to at least, or sorry, till date it's 1900 to 2000 students or people and working professionals too with whom we interviewed, and got to know that yes, they are, but what is the actual need they want and what is the POV from the store manager's side. And this is how Pikapool was born. But as many of you would be knowing that the startup that we think, and after that 3 months it would be a different one. Okay, so
Yeah.
earlier Pikapool was born by, let's say, joining people for these offers, but now it's somewhat different. Now the ultimate goal of Pikapool is somehow to connect individuals, whereas a small use case can be considered as this availing offers of side.
So how did
And
you get to win? How did you get to win? I'm interested in that part.
how do you get to win? Okay, I would really thank first of all SIB Seed Innovation Bootcamp by Suzuki Innovation Center, that it 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 gave me immense confidence in myself. Yeah, the only thing that I felt like I won is about confidence in myself as well as confidence in my product. Uh, After that, the regular meetings and all, interaction with these mentors, guidance with Kotaro sir, IIM professors too. This gave me some insights, and we were still working on it. And I guess one more thing that I like to share with you, among that, the only competitor within that competition was only with me. I used to compete with myself only. After every week, I used to overcome myself to have an exponential growth within myself. So
Wow.
I guess this would be
Yeah,
the
yeah, very interesting takeaways from the program. And your smile is infectious, so keep it going. So back to you, Chandrali. So I see that SIB as a program is, not only working on a business model for a particular idea, validating that idea, but also is giving that amount of confidence and, creating a shift in mindset and things like that, right? So what exactly are the outcomes of the Seed Innovation Bootcamp? So could you throw some light there?
So when we started off with the program, we wanted to make this program where we can generate, this was our target or KPI, as you can say, to generate confidence among the young entrepreneurs, so that so the idea that they came up with, they are more confident about how to execute that idea in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So we started off as an execution. In terms of the execution process, we initially had a opportunity boot camp on the first day. It was a 3-month program. It was a 12-week program, let's say. And we started off with an opportunity boot camp. Every 15 innovators were all placed in different places. And we wanted, and since it was mostly a virtual program, we wanted them to actually come together and get to know each other first, and also to meet the mentors and the focus group mentors, or the mentors that they would be interacting on a daily basis. So this was the first set of interaction that they happened. And through this interaction, what we wanted to do was understand where they were, where they are in terms of their very preliminary idea, and what are the kind of work that they would require to do in the next 3 months to develop those ideas, for them to have a more concrete idea, for them to have a more concrete business proposal, and what are the kind of help that they would require. So this is the impact that we wanted to create in the long run, so that they can be more confident about it. We had set up interactions on a daily basis. In those interactions, they would basically have to reiterate their ideas, reiterate their targets, and reiterate their accomplishments. And they would share these targets and accomplishments among those 15 innovators, as well as with their focus group mentors. And these would kind of help them to self-evaluate their own progress. We also had a milestone tracker. So every single person had their own milestones to achieve. So that was also a more self-retrospective way of them to understand how they are progressing. So these milestones were shared with each one of these innovators, and they can actually go back like 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back to check how they have progressed, how their idea have progressed, and where and self-evaluate themselves to go ahead. Because a journey of a startup is more of a self journey, it's a self progress. So to cultivate that understanding, the discerning ability within themselves was our way of generating an impact in their life, so that they can understand, they can self discern that where in which path they're going. So this is how we in the long and short run try to create an impact.
Yeah. So you've talked about 15 ideas that were part of the cohort, right? So how many applications did you receive to arrive at that 15? And what was your filtering process like?
We received almost 100 applications, and we did the whole application process within a matter of, let's say, 3 weeks. And out of that 100 application, we sift out almost 37 of them for interview. We interviewed 37 people, and from 37, we came down to 15. And these 15 were then went through a very rigorous boot camp for the next 12 weeks.
Yeah, so now I'm just moving on to Pranadipan there. So when you say rigorous, Pranadipan, how rigorous was it for you? And how did you feel, to be part of the last 15 from those 100 applications, right? And what was your mood like? Did you think you would get selected? And what was your perception about the Seed Innovation Bootcamp by SIC when you first applied to the program?
So, while again me and Srijan were in Bombay, we're again asking a few pupils with interviewing peoples, are they going with that? And at that moment, we're thinking that we need someone here to help us, to guide us, to mentor us. And then my senior, Mr. Shreyans, called me, and why don't you apply for this SIB program of Suzuki Innovation Center? And after applying, somehow at that moment when we were interviewed, first of all, when we got selected for the interview, I was very much happy. And after, while pitching, while we are getting evaluated, I felt, yes, I can be getting selected, since the only thing that I believe in myself is confidence again. And somehow, as Chandrali also mentioned, that the whole program was about self-evaluating you among yourself. You will be the only competitor within yourself. And let's say, it was rigorous too, since in the let's say for the first month, I was not aware, like they were keeping meeting for every week, or every twice in a week. And I was thinking that, यार 2 दिन में क्या ही progress हो जाएगा? In the third day, what should be telling about my progress? And I was also a college student, but I shouldn't be giving this as a reason or excuses for my startup, right? If I am building something, then I should be more focused on it, and rather than giving excuses. After 2 or 3 weeks, I came to realize that I am keeping going the same thing, that I've been no progress. Then I came to fact that, oh, sorry, it's actually not with the competitors among those 14 that I'm competing with. It's about self-improvement. So then I understood the concept of why milestones are there. What should I do? Is there any pivot in the first milestone or second milestone yet? Is it with a constant velocity growth or an exponential growth again? So this is how I felt that I need to work more hard, forgetting about vacations, holidays, nights and days. Every moment is a good morning for me.
So you got the first taste of entrepreneurship there. So a little bit more on your idea and how it changed before the program and after the program, right? So you talked about geolocation. You talked about offers and services that when somebody's passing through that area, so any brands around can give you some, if that is the understanding correct, or is there more to it, and what technology did you build this on?
So I would again say briefly about when let's say we went through an offer of Peter England, buy 5 get 5 t-shirts, okay, and it was completely useless for both of us, since we need at least 2, or somewhat like maximum 2 or 2, but not 10 dresses at a time, okay. But at that moment also, there are also few of them who are thinking again, should we avail it or not, or else pivoting to our other stores and all. So I wish that I could at least ask them. Okay, maybe they say no or yes. Okay, but at least I could have a I won't be having guilt that I couldn't ask them. So with this idea, we developed a geolocation based platform where, let's say I can see that offer. I will click this, I will click that picture, and within that vicinity, since they have also come this store, it means that they have somehow to buy something at least. So this is where we'll select our radius again and select a preferable waiting time. And after getting start pulling, they will get at least notified with an anonymous behavior that yes, some anonymous people is interested in this buy 5 get 5 offer. Are you also interested in to club with them?
Okay.
After
Okay,
this,
got it.
let's say 10 people will get interested, then we'll be getting into the chat and then connected, and yes, then this
So basically you don't want to spend more for a deeper discount, but you find a group of other people who might be interested in the offer, and then you buy what you want, but you still get the discount. So yeah, I got it. Over to you, Chandrali. So why did you think Pikapool was the best, and how did you arrive at them being the winner? Were there any metrics involved, or was it more of a mix of a qualitative and a quantitative measure of Pikapool being the winner? What are your thoughts there?
So we had a demonstration day. The final day of SIB was a demonstration day, and in that event, we had a pitch event. The pitch event had 3 judges and 3 observers. We invited VCs from IIMA, and we invited one of the founders, which T-Hub helped connect it through. And then Professor Kotaro was one of the judge from IITH. And the idea was for all the 15 participants to pitch their idea. So we had groomed them through the program to have a proper pitch at the end of the day. And Pranadipan's team was so well received during the pitch. So this was the reason, and the VC and the founders who were there, there was like an unanimous vote. There was no difference of opinion, like who the winner was. So this was Pranadipan's pitch was like that good. So his team won by an unanimous vote.
All right.
They really like the idea behind they really like the solution. They like how he identified the problem, which is a very when you are living in a campus or when you are a student, this is a problem which we kind of face on a daily basis.
Correct.
They like the solution to the problem, and their presentation was very upbeat. They came with a full preparation, with like bunch of mobile phones with their apps ready, and they made the judges try out those apps as well, and they were completely, their presentation was prepared. I'm not saying the other presentation was not prepared, but they were all very good presentation. But somehow among the judges, Pranadipan's presentation stood out. And
all right. So yeah, please go ahead.
So that ended up them winning the program.
So what kind of support do you provide to winners post the program, right? So now that, let's say, somebody like a Picapool has come to a business model stage, but then again, there's a lot of product dev involved. There is some product market fit activity and some go-to-market activity and stuff like that, right? So what does SIB do in terms of post-graduation support? That is, okay, now that we have a winner, do you support them in terms of grant, market access, connecting them to the right kind of stakeholders? How does the support look like?
So we support them in terms of grants. So once their company is established and registered, we are trying to give them a grant so that they can start their business on a monthly basis. So this is the structure that we are trying to form right now. And we are trying to come in conversation with Pranadipan's team. And we'll form like how are we going to give the grant to them. So this is how are we going to support their company.
And Pranadipan, your thoughts on that? So what kind of support, what was the most important takeaway from the program, if you might call it support? And what is the expectation like? So you're getting a grant. So are you going to go full time into this because you're in your third year? And is it exciting enough? Are you inspired? Do you think more people will be applying to the SIB program based on your experience? What do you think?
So from SIB, okay, grant is one, money. Money is one of the things, yes, that helped me much. But yeah, apart from it, I really felt the insights from again mentors, like whatever they have said, whatever words were used, like be stupidly overconfident within yourself. This was the first day where one of the co-founders said that to us, and everything was wonderful. In the first day also, they talked about a very cute thing, that is being failure isn't being failure is actually to be happy. If you do not fail, then you won't learn. And on the first day itself, there was a something type of a mini competition that who can represent it idea the best. Okay, then after that I was awarded the worst idea ever. And on the first day, but then people said that being getting to know that yes, you are failed at something is better to know, so that you can jump well, where you can jump well to achieve that success. And those insights, those connections from mentors, now also I'm connecting to the mentors that were provided, like Parth of Vans, and Mehul from Bharatex. And so I'm finding somehow connections. And basically you also got to know about Pikapool, that will be connecting people with the brands. So somehow we expect more collaboration with this brand to onlist on Pikapool. And this is how the journey was. And I would really thank SIB for this mentor provided, since they know about this entrepreneurial landscape part.
I think that was the sign when he won the first worst idea award. I think we should have understood he would have pivoted from worst idea to the best idea. He has got both the awards, the worst idea and the best idea.
Yeah. So I see that the nature of the program is not so, since at the beginning of the program, it was like the worst idea. And then probably the curriculum and the mentorship is so strong that an idea that does not have real value in the market is going towards a solid business model towards end of the program, shows testament to where the Seed Innovation Bootcamp by SIC can take student entrepreneurs too. So this is more of a collaborative effort. What kind of help was extended by T-Hub? If you could throw some light there, Chandrali.
So T-Hub, we wanted to connect. We had a segment called Founders Talk. And in that Founders Talk, we wanted to connect them up with different kinds of founders from different domains. And it would be a weekly talk, like once a week. And the idea of the talk was to break any kind of myth related to building a startup. So it may sound like whatever stage they were, whenever they're beginning into this whole world, they're beginning with an idea, they're beginning with watching unicorns succeeding. So it is all a very big idea in their head. So the idea was to make them understand this may not happen for you as well. You will face failures, and the idea is to fail as fast as possible. And this has to come from the horse's mouth itself, from the founders itself, who have gone through these journey, who have failed, who have recover failures. So this was the idea to get them connected. This was one intention behind those founder talks, and the other intention to increase their connection with those founders. Because everybody was working on a different domain. This was a domain agnostic program. We didn't have a one single domain. So we wanted them to connect up with people from different domains and increase their network. So we collaborated with T-Hub, and we wanted T-Hub's help to connect us with different founders, which T-Hub very gladly and very efficiently did. We came up with requests of what kind of domain that we are looking into based on the kind of requests that were coming from the innovators themselves. And then we would coordinate with T-Hub, and then T-Hub would connect up with the required mentors. And these mentors used to give those weekly founders talk. And I would say that after assessing the entire program, we did an assessment of how the program was. weekly founder stock was the most appreciated segment, and which had generated the best KPI for the program, and it really helped them out.
Awesome. So I have a common question. So what is the future roadmap for the Seed Innovation Bootcamp or Suzuki Innovation Center in the coming years? And when is the next cohort going to start? And a similar question, Pranadipan, you could answer for Pikapool, but I would first pick Chandrali to answer this.
So for Seed Innovation Bootcamp, this was a way to understand how we can do the program, how we should conduct the program, and also to understand how we can do the program better. So we'll soon come up with the next cohort. We don't have a date in mind, but we have to have a more, we are still evaluating how the structure is, how the framework is going to be from the takeaways of this previous framework. And once we have designed our framework, we will set out for the next cohort.
Yeah. Any key learnings from the previous cohort?
So any key learnings would say that we need to, so the previous cohort was very fast. So we designed the program as we went. Now the key learning is design the program properly before, and then we execute the program for the next 3 months.
All right. Pranadipan, over to you. What's in store for us, Pikapool? So looks like it's going to get a lot of coverage and branding. And when do we see the full version out? When do we see those million users on your application? Let us know.
So let me share first of all an interesting fact. Like we are still running this beta test in our campus, okay? And as said that Pikapool is somehow connecting similar mindset or to connect within your vicinity, okay? So one of the user, what they did was they created a pool, and in the it was mentioned that in a radius of 500 meter, whoever will do my assignment, I will give him 1,000 rupees. And many and many people joined it, and after that they somehow sorted it out. So okay, I said you right. Initially, Pikapool was something that connecting offers and all that. But after 3 months, we get to know, oh, people can use. People needs to connect. People needs to ask something. This is the main problem that we are solving it. So we're getting many use cases after that. Like capturing would be one of them also too. So the future roadmap of Pikapool, okay, as it's a business, it would be including to reach out more locations. Currently, we're still developing it more, like to have more onboard users on it. And then, collaborating with these businesses and organizations to have a stronger connections over it. And I wish that the pace that SIB had helped us, we will still try to increase it for an exponential growth. And additionally, yes, we will be continuing to focus on our mission, that to build the gap between the community that want to save money and the store who wants to sell more, sell fast, sell outdated and all. And yes, initially of promoting human interaction, the conversation between unknown guys, or fostering this community building community. And yes, at the end, it shouldn't be like Pikapool should be involved in that impact generation, that Pikapool remains not only just a service but an experience for its users.
Wow. I've heard a lot of power words there. So I'm sure that great things are in store for Pikapool. So I wish you all the best, Pranadipan and Chandrali. I see that it's a wonderful team backing the Seed Innovation Bootcamp at SIC. And I'm looking forward, and all of us here at PIAB are looking forward to collaborate for the upcoming cohort. Please keep us posted. And once again, thank you so much for joining this podcast. I hope both of you had a lot of fun. Let's keep doing more of these. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.